On June 28, 2025, the VTuber world held its breath as Samiko Saba, a name whispered in online circles for weeks now, finally makes her debut. The pre-debut following the hundreds of thousands and over 2,000 people watching around. It was poised to be an all-time legendary event. And it was actually. But in this chaotic world of online entertainment, where there is a great success, there's always a shadow of controversy often following, trying to get clout, or virtue signaling, or something. We're talking about the attempt of cancellation of a certain fishy VTuber right after her debut. Now, this wasn't about some groundbreaking scandal or a major ethical breach. No, those are reserved for Ninja Sanji. It was something far more absurd than even that. Let's break down why this whole situation was not just dumb, but hilarious dumb. Picture this. A new VTuber is about to debut. The hype is real, the anticipation is palpable. And then, BAM! Enters Saba. Now, for those of you that might have been living under a rock or perhaps just joined the VTuber community recently, Saba isn't exactly, how to say it, a new face. Her debut was, well, let's face it, as we all know, it was more like a re-debut. Since we all know what kind of fishy business is going on here, right? So this isn't some unknown indie trying to make a splash. This is a seasoned veteran, a certified superstar in the VTuber universe. But here is where the real controversy ignited. Almost immediately after her debut, the internet, specifically certain corners of it, Twitter, lost its collective mind over her model design. And let's face it, they don't have much to lose anyway. Accusations flew, claiming her mother was, well, you can see for yourself. I don't need to really say it, right? It's not like this is the first time people on Twitter attack a VTuber over this. And sadly, I don't think it's going to be the last time either. This led to accusations of attracting unsavory elements and unsavory people. Let's call it that so I don't get banned on YouTube. I don't think I need to say how dumb these accusations are, not to mention how dangerous labeling someone as that is. But what I find amusing and absolutely ironically is that one of the persons throwing such accusation actually has a profile pic of a lorry themselves, which also means that they should be guilty of the same accusations, right? Oh, wait, of course not. Because these people operate by rules for thee, but not for me mindset. Hypocrisy much? But wait, it gets better. Even more funnier and a lot more ironical. When they got called out, they quickly swapped their profile pic. Now, that wasn't the only accusation thrown. It was merely the primary catalyst for the attempt of cancellation. We have another accusation that's even more dumber, if you can believe that. Amidst this storm of controversy surrounding her model, what did Saba do? Announced her merchandise. And guess what happened? They lost their mind again. But what was the outrage, you might ask? The outrage was that she dared to announce her merch right from the get-go. And their argument? That it was a greedy cash grab and that new VTubers shouldn't be selling merch on their debut. But let's be real now. This argument is as flimsy as a wet paper bag, especially when you consider the context and who Saba really is. First off, the idea that Saba was being greedy for dropping merch on her debut completely ignores the elephant in the room. We already know who she is, or rather who she was. This isn't a fresh fish newcomer with zero following. This is a VTuber who, in her previous incarnation, had millions of subscribers and a massive dedicated fan base. And let's face it, her debut wasn't about introducing herself, it was about re-establishing her presence, and her fans were waiting for this. I know I was. They were ready to support her, and that includes buying her merchandise. The fact that her merch sold out instantly isn't a sign of greed, it's a testament of her pre-existing popularity and the demand of her loyal community. Now, let's talk about the absurd notion that every new VTuber should have merch at their debut. This is not only dumb, but also a massive waste of money and a recipe for disaster for genuine new and unknown VTubers. Unlike Saba, who had a built-in audience, a truly new VTuber has to build their community from scratch. They need to establish their brand, their personality, and their content before they can even think about selling merchandise. It's like if I was to stop this video here and say, this video is sponsored by me and my non-existent merch that you can totally buy by clicking the link in the description. Heck, I would be lucky if I were to get at least one sale, and even that one would probably be from my childhood friend and editor. Launching merch on the debut for someone unknown would not only likely result in zero sales, but it would also be perceived as incredibly presumptuous and, yes, even greedy. It screams nothing personal, it's just business. It creates an immediate barrier between the VTuber and the potential fans, making them seem like they're already selling out before they even had a chance to shine. When a well-established artist releases a new album, no one bats an eye if they have merchandise available on day one. Why should 4 VTubers be any different? Especially when they have a proven track record and a massive following like Saba has. The backlash against Saba, both her model and her merch, wasn't about ethical concerns or anything like that. It was about, let's face it, a spur of jealousy of her unique situation. It was a knee-jerk reaction from a loud vocal minority who failed to grasp the context and now are looking for anything to latch out and say, it's not their fault, obviously. Accountability much? So what's the takeaway from all this? For fans, simply ignore these dumb, insecure and jealous people that are only looking for either clout or virtue signaling or both. For aspiring VTubers, just be honest with your community and try to build a genuine connection with your audience. Merch is a way to celebrate that connection, not a shortcut to success. And for Saba, well, I'm not really in a position to give her any advice now, am I? Since she's thriving, her merch sold out, and the attempt cancellation backfired spectacularly. If anything, maybe she can give me some advice. It just goes to show that sometimes the internet gets hilariously wrong and dumb. This has been Moonstar, signing off. Stay wholesome, stay entertained, keep supporting your favorite VTubers, and as always, may your gachapurs be blessed.